Cage. And his opponent weighing in at 205 pounds, in the ring from Avocado Heights, he's Uptown Andy Brown!
There's the bell. Andy Brown versus the fucking machine Brian Cage is now underway.
Did I hear Melissa correctly? 270 pounds, Brian Cage. The man keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, he sure does. Stronger and stronger, too.
This is going to be a test for Uptown Andy Brown. I can tell you that right now.
The fans were chanting, "Fuck him up, Andy." Is that ironic? Were they being ironic?
That's just,
Andy Brown is in for the fight of his life.
The bar wrestling crowd loves an underdog.
Oh, big monkey flip from Brian Cage.
I would definitely call Andy Brown the underdog in this particular match.
Andy Brown has made a name for himself in the last year or so, though.
He's definitely an up-and-coming star here in the bar wrestling world. He's become very popular.
He just landed a strong kick behind the legs of Brian Cage.
He's a fiery competitor. He's got a lot of determination. He trains hard.
Double knees. He's taking a little bit too much time to fill himself, though. Yeah, give Cage an opening, and he's going to take it. He'll fucking burst through the door and break the door frame. He won't just take it. He'll wreck everything on his way in and out. Cage swings, misses. Andy Brown takes advantage with a kick to the gut. Cage pushes him off. Andy Brown gets a foot up and knocks Cage silly.
He's an underdog, but the fans are solidly behind Andy Brown. He kind of reminds me of an old favorite of mine, Jose Luis Rivera.
Tell me more about Jose Luis.
Just he was just a fiery spark plug of an individual. He always gave it everything he had. He may not have always been on the winner's side of things, but he was certainly a fan favorite.
Andy Brown definitely has a connection with the people. The backslide could be all. No, Cage rolled right out. Too much weight. Andy Brown knocks him senseless.
That was a shot. It's that kind of guts that it's going to take to beat Brian Cage. And he might want to take advantage of this opportunity right here outside of the ring. Uptown Andy Brown. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Cartwheel super kick from Andy Brown. He's played this game before, Loudon.
That was very smart. He refrained from the dive, going for that super kick, and now's the time to fly for Andy Brown. Well done. Prepared, hold. Very, very smart wrestling from Andy Brown. Going upstairs now, all the way to the top rope.
With all of the support of the patrons of bar wrestling behind him. Could this be the upset of the year?
Big frog splash.
Andy Brown hooks leg. No.
Too much power behind the 270-pounder.
Yeah. It's going to be hard for any human being to keep Cage down, let alone two human beings. It should be usually two human beings to take him down.
At least.
Andy Brown,
or
though,
two machines.
Andy Brown doesn't look scared. I think there's something in that.
No fear. No fear. He's been very aggressive. You have to admire Andy Brown and the effort he's put in thus far.
Ooh, wow.
But again, there are no limits to what Brian Cage can do in that ring.
Ooh.
Speed, agility, power, technique.
Talk about power. That release German suplex folded him up like an accordion.
But Andy Brown continues to fight.
Brian Cage just dishes out punishment. He dishes it out in short bursts. And you might be dead by the end of the burst. That's the thing. It's not just about losing the match.
Andy Brown, though, determined. He continues to fight here. Brian Cage now, more signature, textbook, patented Brian Cage offense right here.
Pump handle is turned inside out by Andy Brown, who lands a kick. Not enough. Spins Cage around. No, he was looking for the cutter. Second rope cutter. Andy Brown is he's riled up.
Andy Brown
Rolling cutter.
using the turnbuckles for some extra leverage.
Hooks the leg, and Cage kicks out.
Still not enough. And at this point, Andy Brown's got to be wondering, man, what's it going to take here?
What else you got, Andy Brown? Let's go.
Now's the time. If he's
man.
got something deep down inside. If he's got maybe a trick up his sleeve that he hasn't pulled out in a long time. Now's the time to do it.
Dig deep, Andy Brown. Dig deep. Andy Brown now standing on the second rope, seated on the top.
He's been using the ropes very effectively.
Oh no, he was looking for a flip pile driver.
Bad news for Andy Brown.
That's gotta be all. No!
Andy Brown continues to fight here.
Andy Brown is not licked yet.
That would have put most men away. That would have been it. Andy Brown is already in the bonus round, if you ask me. Brian Cage now lifting Andy Brown like a sack of potatoes.
Andy Brown up to the second rope, kick to the skull. Just stuns Cage for a minute. That's what he was looking for before.
That
second
time
rope
he nailed it.
pile driver,
That time he nailed it. And he came close. Boy, did he come close.
I guess you could call it an uptown destroyer.
The second time was a charm for Andy Brown, but now's not the time to catch your breath, Andy. Come on.
Keep going.
You got to stay on top if you want to.
Wait a minute, look at him. We were talking about how he had no fear earlier. Look at him. His look is changing, Loudon.
It's a look of desperation. Andy Brown wants this, though. He wants this bad.
He believes in himself, and they believe in him. But I think he's just taking too much time. I think Cage at this point is playing possum.
Couldn't get Cage up that time.
No, and Cage had him right where he wanted him. At 5, no! Andy Brown's kicks are blocked. You don't hit that more than once on Cage.
Those massive arms.
Definitely don't hit it more than twice. Knee lift! Bicycle kick! Forearm shot!
Andy Brown's got some size himself.
Super kick from Cage.
Discus punch. Andy Brown still on his feet, though. Andy Brown standing on both feet.
If you're watching at home, you're dead means take a drink.
Cage now. Andy Brown.
Snap German suplex.
2 more kicks. Can he get a third? No. Forearm shot.
Andy Brown hooks the leg. Not enough. Man, he was screaming like a banshee.
Andy Brown was positive that was going to do it. He was sure of it.
We said dig deep, pull out some tricks. He just did, man. I think
Andy Brown
might be all out of ideas.
He's in disbelief. He can't believe. He knows he's in the ring with a robot, a killing machine.
Andy Brown's getting a glimpse of the apocalypse.
A cyborg of a man.
It starts in theaters, in bars, and it ends with us used as batteries.
Brian picking up, just deadlifting Andy Brown.
Powerbomb into the corner, a buckle bomb if you will. F5.
Face first into the canvas. Cage hooks the leg.
Flattened Andy Brown. That's it.
Impressive effort by Andy Brown.
The artificial intelligence uprising is coming, ladies and gentlemen. There's your evidence in the center of the ring with his hand held high. Machines will become our gods.